Alright, let's talk about Volleyball Legends and how the right style can totally change the game. Now, you don't need the best style to be a top-tier player. Skill can absolutely take you far. But if you've got the right style equipped, things get a whole lot easier. You'll be able to score those clutch points and dominate the court with a lot more confidence. It's like adding that little extra something to your game that makes a world of difference. In this video, we've put together a style tier list to give you a better idea of which styles will take your gameplay to the next level. Whether you're just starting out or you're already looking to fine-tune your strategy, knowing which styles to focus on can really help you start crushing it. Let's dive in and see which styles should be in your lineup. I'm quickly moving on to the video, and I'm ranking styles in Volleyball Legends. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching! The styles in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Kuzi, Azumena, Sagafura, and Yomamute. Alright, let's talk about some of the middle tier styles in Volleyball Legends. You know, those characters that aren't quite the best but still have a lot to offer if you play your cards right. These styles can be fun, but you'll need to manage their weaknesses to really make them shine. First up, we've got Kuzi. Now, Kuzi's got some solid stats going for it. Max jump, decent block, spike, and Seaver. Everything looks good, right? But here's the kicker. Kuzi has terrible speed. Like, it's so slow that you'll be wondering if it's just casually strolling through the game. But hey, if you can manage that speed issue and play to its strengths, this can still be a solid pick. It's like that one friend who's super strong but has no sense of direction. They might take a little longer to get there, but when they do, it's worth it. Next, let's chat about Azumena. Azumena is another well-rounded choice. Its stats are balanced, great for players who like versatility. Sure, the low set stat can be a bit annoying, and the speed's not exactly lightning fast, but Azumena is a solid all-rounder that can perform well in most situations. If you're the type who doesn't want to specialize in just one thing, Azumena might be your go-to style for a steady, dependable game. Then there's Sagafura. Now, this one's a bit of a mixed bag. The speed is amazing, but everything else? Not so much. Its serve and spike stats are pretty low, and that can be a deal-breaker for some. But if you're someone who values speed above all else, you'll forgive those shortcomings. It's a high-risk, high-reward type of style. If you're good at making up for those weaker points with your playstyle, Sagafura can be a fun, fast-paced choice. Now let's talk about Yomamute. This one's got a max bump, which is fantastic. The bump stat can be a game changer, and Yomamute really shines in that department. But here's the issue. The serve and set stats are pretty bad, and that can throw off your game if you're not careful. The rest of the stats are decent, but those two weaknesses can be a pain. Still, if you're looking for a style that specializes in bumping and can work around the serve issues, Yomamute could be worth considering. These styles aren't the flashiest, but they have their moments. They may not always be top tier, but if you know how to work with their strengths and minimize their weaknesses, you can still dominate the court. Don't be afraid to experiment with these B-tier styles if you want to add some fun variety to your gameplay. Of course, you'll have to be smart with your strategy. Maybe you focus on setting up your teammates with Azumena, or you take advantage of Kuzi's jump and block while figuring out how to deal with the speed. With Sagafura, you could use that speed to your advantage by always staying ahead of your opponents. Yomamute? Well, Yomamute's bump is key. Just make sure you're in position to cover those weaker serve moments. In the end, these B-tier styles are all about finding your groove. They might not be the go-to for everyone, but with the right strategy, they can still turn the game around in your favor. So next time you're selecting a style, don't forget to give these ones a shot. The styles in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Kageyomo, Yabu, Oigawa, and Nichinoya. Alright, let's dive into some of the top picks in Volleyball Legends. If you've been wondering which styles are worth your time, I've got you covered. Today we're talking A-tier styles. These are the ones that are solid all around, but each has its little quirks. So let's jump in, shall we? First up, we've got Kageyomo. Now this style is like that reliable friend who shows up for everything. He's got high stats across the board. His maxed out set skill is a huge plus, and you can rely on him to deliver consistently. The only downside? His jump's a bit low, and his spike? Well, let's just say it's not the strongest in the game. Still, if you're playing smart, Kageyomo can get you far. Next, let's talk about Yabu. Yabu. The roller coaster of volleyball styles. He's got maxed out jump and speed, which means he's always flying around the court. Blocking, bumping, and diving, all excellent. But then there's that serve. Oh boy, Yabu's serve is terrible, like embarrassingly low. But hey, if you can look past that flaw, Yabu is a solid pick that can really shine when played well. Moving on to Oigawa, who's pretty much a well-rounded powerhouse. Oigawa comes with max jump and serve, so that's already a great start. The spike could use a little more oomph, and the dive and speed aren't amazing, but they're not bad either. Overall, Oigawa is a super balanced style, making it a great choice if you want something dependable, but not too flashy. Now, let's talk about Nichinoya. This guy is a fan favorite for a reason. He's strong in most areas, but let's be real. His serve is terrible. It's almost laughable how low it is. But if you can deal with that, he's got max bump and dive, making him great for those quick defensive plays. Nichinoya can really turn things around in a match if you play to his strengths. What's great about all of these styles is how they each have a particular area where they excel. Whether it's the fast movement of Yabu or the solid all-around stats of Oigawa, there's a style for everyone in the A tier. They're versatile enough to handle a variety of situations, but with just enough weaknesses to make you think about how to play them best. The real key with these A tier styles is understanding where their weaknesses are and playing around them. For example, if you're using Kageyomo, maybe don't go for the big spikes. Use his high set skill to control the game. And if you're rocking Nichinoya, focus on his defensive skills and let your teammates handle the serving. In the end, A-tier styles aren't the best in the game, but they're definitely top-tier choices that can be a lot of fun to play. They might require a bit more finesse, but mastering one of these styles is so rewarding. If you've got the skill to back up their weaknesses, you'll be unstoppable. So, there you have it. A-tier styles in Volleyball Legends offer a great balance of strengths and weaknesses. Play smart, and you can make any of these styles work for you. Which one's your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. The styles in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Sanu, Bokuto, and Uchishima. Alright, let's dive into the absolute legends of Volleyball Legends, the S-tier styles. These are the ones that make you feel like you've got superpowers every time you step on the court. If you're looking to dominate, these styles are your ticket to glory. First up, we have Sanu. And let me tell you, this one is a game changer. It's got maximum stats in block, jump, spike, and tilt. And those other areas, they're solid too. But when you look at Sanu's core stats, you can see why it's the only secret style in the game. This style is basically the embodiment of power on the court. No matter where the ball lands, you can count on Sanu to jump higher, spike harder, and block anything that comes at it. If you want to feel like you're in control every single point, Sanu's your go-to. Now, if you're not quite feeling the full power of Sanu but still want something in the same league, Butoku might just be your jam. It's pretty similar to Sanu in terms of maxing out jump, spike, and block, but there's a little gap when it comes to tilt and some other stats. It's like Sanu's younger sibling that still packs a punch but isn't quite the same powerhouse. If you're all about that strong, reliable gameplay without needing every single stat maxed out, Butoku's a solid pick. Then we have Uchishima, and this one is a bit of a hidden gem. This style thrives on maxed out jump and spike, two of the most important moves in the game. You might not get that tilt or the insane block stats, but sometimes you just need those two key abilities to really shine. Uchishima users can clear the net with ease and spike the ball like there's no tomorrow. Plus, the block and dive stats are pretty good too, so it's not all about jumping and spiking, but those are definitely the standouts. So, if you're looking for a style that lets you dominate the air with huge spikes and amazing jumps, Sanu should definitely be at the top of your list. Butoku is a close second for those who want a balanced, reliable playstyle, and Uchishima is perfect for players who prefer raw offensive power with some decent defense. Honestly, all three of these S-tier styles bring something awesome to the table. It's not just about having the highest stats across the board. It's about playing to your strengths and taking full advantage of the areas where each style excels. Whether you're all about that aerial dominance with Sanu, the well-rounded versatility of Butoku, or the straight-up power of Uchishima, you can't go wrong. Each style feels unique, but they all bring their own form of greatness to the court. So, which one's your favorite? Or are you a bit of a mix-and-match player, switching between them depending on the situation? Either way, these S-tier styles are definitely the ones you want to aim for if you're serious about ruling the court in Volleyball Legends. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.